There is a Firebase alternative that is the entire backend: database, Auth, real-time, file storage, and an admin dashboard, all compiled into a single file you can run for free. It works, but there is a wall it hits, and you need to know exactly where it is before you build on it. Here is what Firebase actually costs you in friction. The free Spark plan gives you Cloud Firestore with 1 GB of stored data, 10 GB a month of network egress, 20,000 writes a day, 50,000 reads, and 20,000 deletes. The Realtime Database free tier caps you at 100 simultaneous connections and 1 GB of storage. Authentication is generous: 50,000 monthly active users for email and social sign-in. Then you want file storage. According to the pricing pages, cloud storage is not available on the free Spark plan at all. It requires the paid Blaze plan, and reportedly now requires a linked billing account. So the moment your app needs to store a user's uploaded image, you are on metered billing. And once you cross onto Blaze, the meter runs. Real-time database storage beyond 1 GB bills at $5 per gigabyte. Downloads beyond the daily allowance at $1 per gigabyte. Hosting past the free allowance is $0.026 per gigabyte stored and 15 cents per gigabyte transferred. None of that is outrageous on its own, but you do not self-host any of it. Firebase is fully managed by Google Cloud with no self-hosting option. Your data lives where Google puts it, and your bill scales with someone else's rate card. PocketBase takes the opposite position. It is an open-source Go backend that bundles an embedded SQLite database, real-time subscriptions, user and file management, an admin dashboard, and a REST-style API, all in one portable executable. It is MIT licensed, free, including for commercial use. Here is how you actually stand it up. Step 1. Download the pre-built executable for your platform from the releases page. The latest release is 0.39.10, dated July of 2026. No package manager, no dependency tree. One file. Step 2. Start the server. You run the serve command, and it comes up on a local address at port 8090, with the admin dashboard served at the same address under the underscore path. That dashboard ships inside the same single executable, no separate front end to deploy. Step 3. Create your first superuser. There is a dedicated command that takes an email and a password and provisions the admin account from the terminal, so you can script it into a deploy. Step 4. Wire up Auth and real-time. Authentication supports email and password plus OAuth 2 with Google, Facebook, GitHub, and GitLab out of the box. The real-time API runs over server-sent events. You subscribe to a single record or a whole collection, you get a PB Connect event on Connect, and an idle stream disconnects after 5 minutes with no messages. There are official SDKs for JavaScript, covering browser, Node, and React Native, and for Dart, covering web, mobile, desktop, and CLI. Step 5. Handle files. Storage defaults to local disk with on-the-fly thumbnail generation, and you can point it at any S3 compatible bucket from the settings page when you outgrow the local disk. No separate billing account to unlock it. Step 6. If you want to extend it in Go, you skip the pre-built binary entirely. You initialize a module, pull dependencies, and run your own. Main against the serve command. Then build a static binary with CGO disabled and ship that. PocketBase becomes a framework, not just a server. Note that building from source needs Go 1.25 or newer. Now the catch, because this is where the open loop pays off. PocketBase is SQLite, and the maintainer has stated that only SQLite in WAL mode is supported, with no plans to add other engines. SQLite has a single writer limitation, which makes it a poor fit for write-heavy or high-frequency ingestion workloads. There is no horizontal scaling path. Users have flagged that if your app needs to grow beyond one server, you are looking at a rewrite. There are no geospatial or vector column types. This is a one-server backend, and you should plan around that from day one. Even the one-server story has sharp edges the production docs are honest about. The default Unix file descriptor limit, around 1024, throws too many open files errors under heavy concurrent real-time load until you raise it. Large in-memory uploads can trigger out-of-memory kills in constrained environments unless you set a go memory limit. And backups of a 2 GB plus data directory get slow enough that the docs tell you to use the SQLite backup command with rsync instead of a naive copy. If you go to production, they also want a reverse proxy in front, an encryption key for sensitive settings, and super user access locked down. One more trap that is not PocketBase's fault. Free hosting tiers like Render sleep the service after about 50 seconds of inactivity. So, a truly free deployment means a cold start on every first request. So, who is this actually for? If you are building a side project, an internal tool, a mobile app backend, or anything that comfortably lives on a single box, PocketBase hands you the whole Firebase feature set with no billing account, no metered egress, and your data on hardware you control. 60.4 thousand GitHub stars say a lot of people made that trade. If you need many writers, horizontal scale, or vector search, this is the wrong tool, and you will feel it fast. The single file is the whole pitch. Its ceiling is the single server.